Hello everyone, I am behind the camera, just checking our setup. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna go down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you'll be able to see my head. And we are, oops, hang on one second. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm hoping you can see me and hear me and all of these things. Hello, I'm in front of the camera now, isn't that exciting? Okay, I just want to check my cameras on Facebook and make sure that everybody can see my head. Hopefully you can. Okay. How is everybody doing today? If you can hear me, I hope you can. Throw a little, I can hear you in the Facebook chat there. Hey. All right. So today I want to talk about a little something we call humidity. Oh my, it's very humid here in New Jersey. The hair is pulled back because otherwise it would just be everywhere. So yeah, all right, moving on to cooking things. But seriously, folks, we are here during Vegetable Week, and welcome to Colavita Cooking Live during Vegetable Week. If it's Tuesday or Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here cooking what you tell me to. So we have a poll that happens on Facebook and on Instagram. You can hear me, yay! Hi, Arlene. So keep your eyes peeled. If you don't follow us on Facebook or Instagram, please do so you can take part and have your vote be counted. Also, head on over to our website, colavito.com, where you can sign up for our newsletter so you can get all of our recipes delivered to your inbox. Who doesn't want that? Recaps and product promotions, all the seriously good stuff. So head on over to colavita.com to do that. And if you are so inclined to start a watch party on Facebook, we would love it. Get all your friends to join in and watch at the same time. So you can social distance and watch Colavita cooking. All right. We are going to get going with these bean burgers, and I realized I did forget something in the fridge, but I want it to stay cold. So at a certain point, I'm going to have to scoot back there and come back real quick. Hopefully, you'll be able to talk amongst yourselves for a second. Okay, so Vegetable Week. Vegetable Week is my favorite week. Dana, I know, I love veggies. I think I might be able to easily be a vegetarian. There are some things I would miss. This is not a completely vegetarian recipe because it does include an egg. So there is that, but I believe you could substitute out an egg substitute if you want to keep this completely vegetarian. So we're going to go ahead with our white bean burgers, and I have 1 can of white beans. Now, just so you know, I am doing half of the recipe here. We have the recipe posted in the comments, and it's up on our recipe site. And I made the other half already, so I would have these guys ready to go and grill for you. So this is 1 can of cannellini beans, also known as white beans. They look like this. They're pretty big, and they're white. And I like these guys. They have, I think they're a little less firm than chickpeas, which I think lends themselves really nicely to a burger because they're going to get that they're stickier. You know, they're going to help everything stick together. So I think these are a really great option for a bean burger. We're going to put these in my little food processor here. Okay. And we're going to add some lemon juice. I'm going to add the juice of a whole lemon. I did this last night with half a lemon and I wanted a zippier flavor. So that's what I'm going to do. You could also grate the zest and add that in. This is my super tech method of not getting the seeds into my bean burgers. Just squeeze this over my hand. You like that? It's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, you could also add a little lemon zest in there, and that would bump up the lemon flavor. I think a lemon flavor with these white beans is really nice. Okay, So we've got that. Let's also get our paper towel. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get that started. We're gonna pulse that up a little bit in our food processor. Now, something to be aware of when you do process this is that you don't wanna go crazy processing this to a cream. You know, let's just start with a little pulsing. Just to start to get things mixed up. That's good. I wanna see still some larger bean pieces in there because we've got more mixing to do. Okay, so then I am gonna add half a cup of breadcrumbs. You could use gluten-free or regular. I've got a little mix here. We were cleaning out the pantry, which is a good thing to do. I've got some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs and some panko. So we're gonna add that in. It's good to, you know, to use everything you've got. You don't have to be so strict, you know, with this kind of a thing. It's like, let's just use the stuff, get it in there. Okay, so then I have, the recipe would call for 2 scallions chopped. So these are green onions, which is perfect springtime weather vegetable. These are coming up right now. You'll see ramps, garlics, onions, scallions. These are some of my favorites. So I have 1, but the recipe calls for 2. Hi Trisha, how are you? Roasted garlic for added flavor. Arlene, that's a great idea for a couple of reasons. So I'm gonna fish one of these out here. Sorry, only me will be eating these. So scallions also have a lot of moisture, which is great. And that is also gonna provide some glue for this burger, but roasted garlic would do the same. And if you want some of that extra umami, then I would go ahead and roast some garlic. Super easy to do. I can talk you through that if anybody is interested. Okay, so we've got that. And then I have about 1/4 cup of chopped fresh parsley. I'm gonna throw that in there as well. Some of these things are to taste. You know, like the parsley, you could add more if you really like herbs, or you could add less. Okay, and then we are gonna process, oh, one more thing. I have 1 egg all whisked up. So I'm gonna add that in there too. Ta-da! Okay. So this recipe for white bean burgers makes 8. I'm gonna make 4 here because I'm doing half of the recipe, but you'll get 8. And the great thing about these is that after you cook them up, you can also freeze them, defrost them, and toast them up for when you want to eat them. They make great lunches. I tried one today, so I can report back honestly that I really, really liked it. So that's why I only have 3 to grill up for you today, because I ate 1 for lunch, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. Now, something to have on hand when we do this kind of food processing is a handy spatula, because I'm going to do a little scraping of the sides down to the middle area. Okay. Make sure all our ingredients are getting mixed the right way. I love doing this. Fun, right? Okay. Burgers, yes, but bean burgers, Michael. My hair looks cute today. You guys are hired. I mean, you know, thank you. This is what we're calling the sporty look because of the humidity. Okay, so this is perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of the food processor, like so. And I'm going to go get our sub-in burgers, which have been chilling in the fridge. But I'm going to talk a little bit first because I like to talk and I have some wonderful information to impart on you. Now, I am heating up our grill pan. So I have a grill pan here because I want to show you that you can actually grill these. I tested this just before. And you know, I don't want you, because you're a vegetarian or you'd prefer to have a vegetable burger, to miss out on the wonderful grilling opportunities that summer provides once it stops raining. Eventually, I think next week it's going to stop. Sunday. So these can easily go on the grill. I tested it in my grill pan, although it would be fine on the grill as well. So that's what I did. Now, if you don't have a grill, you can pan fry them in a skillet. That works too. I believe you could also bake them on a nice sheet of parchment paper. So these are all options for you. However, what you really should do is you should refrigerate these guys. So let me show you. I'm gonna form them up onto a plate. My Reserva plate. So I would get yourself like a nice little platter like this. You could line it with parchment, you don't have to. And then just with your hands, grab what you think a burger amount would be, depending on what you like. I'm gonna say, see how nicely they come together as burgers? I mean, that looks kind of like a burger, wouldn't you say? Might be a little small, but I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna put those here. And then you're gonna want to refrigerate these. Now the refrigeration is just gonna help everything kind of stick together a little bit more, which is always a good idea when you're making a veggie burger. You know, you don't want stuff falling apart. So I did refrigerate mine. I've kind of got two different sizes, but that's okay. You can always reform them, that's the best thing. Okay, that one was huge, so I'm gonna get like 3.5 here. All right, so yeah, it's kind of like Play-Doh in a way. You can make any shape you want. Hi, Donna. Are you making the top to your food? Are you missing the top to your food processor? I actually, no, I don't have AC. I'm not to my food processor. It's just sitting in the sink. I put it aside for the moment. And I actually do not have central air in this house. I do have a very powerful window unit that's in the however, we took it out for the winter and haven't put it back in yet, but I'm okay. I don't mind it. This is a very old house. I'm gonna actually add some of this to this. This house was built in the 1800s, and so things like adding to electrical situations are fraught with peril. But actually the air conditioner that we do have when we get it all set up is fantastic and I love it, but I just haven't done that yet. All of a sudden, it was like 80 degrees. I had no warning, except for the weather report, which I ignored. Okay. All right, so we have our bean burgers, and then I would refrigerate those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run into the kitchen and get the ones that I already refrigerated and come right back. I wanted them to be super cold for you guys, so I left them in there. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves about air conditioning. Okay, I'm back. Fast as a cat with refrigerated burgers. So as you can see, I put a piece of parchment down here, and these are the 3 left over from the lovely lunch that I enjoyed this afternoon. That was for science, by the way. I had to test if they were good enough for you guys. This is very important, you know? I don't take this stuff lightly. Okay, so I have poured into my grill pan some Colavita extra virgin olive oil. Yes, I'm grilling with extra virgin olive oil. So it's in there. Now, if I didn't have a grill pan, if I was actually doing this on the real grill, which you guys saw a couple episodes back when I did the pizzas, I would just put the olive oil right on my burgers, which I'm going to do a little bit of anyway, because I happen to think that with olive oil, more is better. So I'm going to do that. Just sprinkle the tops. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So I'm just going to rub that olive oil into the top. And there we go. I think our grill pan is good to go. Now I'm going to put that oiled side down right onto our pan. Ooh, I can hear the sizzle. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I want to make sure that it's nice and hot. Fantastic. Okay, so then I'm going to cook those about 3 to 4 minutes per side. Maybe check it at 3, but you're really not at risk of overcooking them. I think 3 to 4 minutes is totally fine. And if you are on the grill, on your real grill, I would say about 450 degrees. So the same temperature you're cooking the burgers at is great. No need to change for your veggie burgers. I think you're good. Okay, so while we are grilling, we are gonna make a little bit of dressing. So I have another food processor for that purpose. Isn't this great? I just go down onto the floor into the basement. I can just put the elevator down and I go. Okay, I gotta plug this in. So, I know, it's like cooking in a show. It is a show. Okay, so this dressing is really nice. It's an herb dressing with Greek yogurt. So on Tuesday, when I did the carrot and zucchini fritters, which I have to tell you, my husband, who is not the biggest vegetable fan, has been eating them like crazy, so they are almost gone. I do have some hanging out in the freezer though. So I did another yogurt dipping sauce for those guys, but this one should be a little bit thinner, hopefully. And there are a couple ways that you can modify that. I want it to be a thick dressing. Okay, let me get all of my things, honey. All right, so like I said, I have another spatula for this. We are gonna start with 2/3 cup of Greek yogurt. Any fat percentage will do. I have here 2%. That is what they had available at the grocery store. So that's what I'm using. Okay, then I have 2 scallions chopped up and half of a jalapeno if you like some heat. If you don't, you can totally leave that out. Half of a jalapeno, which I've chopped up and seeded also, because the seeds have a lot of heat. So I left those guys out. Okay, so that is that. Then I have about 1/2 cup packed cilantro. If you're not a cilantro fan, you could use parsley. That would be totally fine. I went for the cilantro. And then I have the juice from 1 lime. I also have some honey to add, about a tablespoon. And I have extra limes just in case I want to add a little bit more liquid and a little bit more bite. If you don't want any more bite, but you think that the dressing should be thinner, you can add a little water to it, just gradually, maybe like a tablespoon at a time or so. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon. This is how I measure. That's about a tablespoon. Okay. That's my official way of measuring honey. All right, so we have all of these things in here, and we are gonna get this guy going. Now, I don't think it's been 3 minutes, but we're just gonna check on our little burgers. Nope, still need some time, but they are coming along. I like to tip, if I'm using the olive oil, if I'm using the grill pan, I kind of like to tip the olive oil back and forth occasionally so they get under the grooves of the grill pan and then under the burger, whatever I'm cooking. Just, that's a random tip of mine, but I do that occasionally. Sometimes I feel like it pulls on the outer edges depending on your pan. So if I just give it a little swirl, it kind of gets back in there. Okay. I'm gonna need 1 more paper towel. All right, jalapenos. Mary Eileen likes the jalapenos. It's good. You'll take yours medium rare. All right, this dressing is actually a nice consistency. It's got a lot of herbs in it, which I really like. I'm gonna give it 1 more blend, and I'll take it out to show you. This thing has seen better days. Oh, that's perfect. It's beautiful green color, which I think you will like. So I'm going to put that in a jar because I can save that in my fridge for about a week or so. And so if I don't use it, I will put this on other stuff. I'll put this on eggs in the morning. That's really good. So no reason to throw it out. Okay, so here's my jar, and I'm gonna pop this in here. Okay. So if you don't have lime juice, you could also use lemon juice. That's totally fine. You want a little bit of acid. Another thing you could do is you could add a little bit of Colavita white balsamic vinegar, which would be a really nice addition to this. So when you're talking about acid, you're thinking about things that have, that are acidic. So for example, like lemons, limes, citrus, that kind of stuff. But even oranges, that kind of citrus. But you're also talking about vinegars. So a white balsamic would be a really nice vinegar to add here if you don't have any fresh limes or lemons, or even aged white wine vinegar would be great too. So keep that in mind when you're making stuff like that. You can definitely add vinegar. Okay, so we've got our bean burgers, and as you can see, they're toasting up nice and golden brown. Give this last guy a flip. Perfect, we even have some grill lines. I love that. Okay, we are gonna get this to go I'm gonna add a little bit more Colavita. It's never a bad idea in the grill pan to add a little bit more oil, just a tiny bit. So we're gonna let those finish on the other side. I'm gonna show you how I would plate it up because I think it might be a little bit unusual. You could definitely use a regular hamburger bun and go for it if you do, but I'm gonna show you what I did to make it a little bit of a white bean burger bowl. Sans bun. Down into the basement. No jalapeno for you, I know. Not everybody is a fan of the jalapeno, but you could easily leave it out. Okay, so here is my little bowl. This is exactly what I had for lunch today. So over here, we're gonna start this way. We'll go clockwise, at least my clockwise. I have butter lettuce. I saw some really beautiful butter lettuces at the store, so I picked those up and I sprinkled it with a little goat cheese. Then I have some radishes. These are the most peppery radishes I have ever tasted in my life. It's kind of like a shock when you eat them. So I've got those over there. I've got some avocado over here. And then I've got some roasted veggies that I had left over. It's carrots, zucchini, and scallions that I actually roasted in the oven. So I've got all these things. You could, hang on, we've gone to sleep over here. I'm sorry, computer, I was not entertaining enough to keep you awake. There we go. Yeah, you can see the grill lines, right? It's pretty good. So you can put whatever. If you have chopped tomatoes, you could do some roasted beets in here. I was just trying to keep it colorful with the carrots and the zucchini. So that's what I've got going on here. You could also do, instead of butter lettuce, I really like butter lettuce, but you could do arugula, any kind of green. You want to do spinach, kale, go for it. So that's my bowl. And once these guys are done, I'm going to put that in there, and then I would drizzle it with the dressing, and you have yourself like a salad burger bowl. That's all veggies, which is really cool. I was really happy with the way these tasted. I have to say, I really liked it. I like that there's no filler in there. There's no rice. A lot of times with veggie burgers, you'll see rice or other grains, which is totally fine. But I like that this was all bean with some herbs and lemon juice and things like that. So, I mean, we do have breadcrumbs, but it's not a lot. So I really like that. I love that the recipe makes 8, so I can kind of batch these. I'm going to have a lot to put in the freezer. Many of these are going to go in the freezer. And I like that you can pre-prep it. So I made the batter, if you will, for the hamburgers, and I put that in the fridge, and I had that in the fridge overnight and grilled them up today. So this is something that you could easily throw together, stick in the fridge, and then bake up the next day for lunch or dinner, whatever it is. So all great meal prep and, eating options for this meal. So let's see how we're doing on the other side. I really like this guy, I think. Ooh, pretty. Okay, I'm gonna flip him so you can see. Look at those nice grill lines we've got. So I'd probably nestle him right here or so. I'm gonna turn this off because these guys are done. And then I would drizzle this salad dressing onto my platter. And so I might do a little dollop on the burger part because that's kind of fun. Woo. And then I would add a little bit. Don't forget to season your greens. So when I make a salad, I always add a little salt, a couple grinds of salt onto my leaves just to season them a bit. The roasted veggies had some salt on them when I roasted them, so they don't need any more. And that is your whole burger bowl. Pretty easy, right? You guys gonna make it? What do you think? If you do make it, please tag us at Colavita USA and show us your beautiful bean burgers. We would love to see them. This is, as I said, this is great. This can go on your grill outside. They can go in your frying pan. It's really nice, and you can make them smaller. This is a giant burger right here. How could we have more of a meat color? Well, Arlene, you could try beets. So if you want a little bit of redness to it, you could try some beets. Now that would look very rare as a meat color, I would say. We do have a recipe for beet burgers on our website that you could check out. You could try that. You could also, for a meatier look, you could try a black bean burger. And in that case, you might want to do black beans with a combination of brown rice or, yeah, something like that. So that would give you more of a brown color if you're looking to have it look like it might be meat, but not actually be meat. You could try black beans and beets together. That would be kind of an interesting combo. Yes. So let's see. Thank you. I will. Good. Let us know. Actually, let us know how that turns out. If you're trying to fool someone in your family, let us know if it worked. We're into that kind of thing here. Fooling people with healthier choices. Not that ground beef is not healthy. It is, you know, organic ground beef is very good for you. We just like to eat the rainbow. A little bit of everything as we advocate in the Mediterranean diet. So that's our goal here. So thank you so much for joining me again today. We are going to have a poll coming up tomorrow for next week's episode. It's very exciting. I won't give it away. I don't like to do that. Don't like to steal the thunder. So please like our page on Facebook or head over to Instagram at Colavita USA and follow us there, and you'll be able to participate in the poll. Then head over to Colavita USA and sign up for our newsletter, where I'm very excited, you know, where we have all our recipes. I believe our store is back open, so it's a good place to check out all things Colavita and follow along with what we're making. So thank you so much. If you have any questions that I missed, she would have to put cheese on it. I fully support putting cheese on this. Go for it. Do it. I lost my train of thought too. Yes, please put cheese on this burger. I would love that. I mean, if you're not keeping to any kind of vegan diet, I mean, I have goat cheese in the salad, but put it right, melt it right on there. It's perfect. So thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll be back Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time right here. So don't forget about that poll and vote. And if you left a comment that I did not see and speak to while we were talking here, I will be sure and circle back on the comments in Facebook and check it all out later on. All right. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating in the chat. And I will see you on Tuesday. Ciao for now.